So look at this lettuce patch. I tell you what, I am so excited. This is the spinach right here. Look how big this spinach is. It looks so good. It's healthy. I have used the fertilizer I like to use. Is that what I recommend? It's the Neptune's Harvest. It's the fish fertilizer, and this stuff is just amazing. Just take a look at this lettuce. But I'm so excited, so I'm going to actually cut, and I'm actually going to show you some of the things that I do as far as making, getting my lettuce and everything in my spinach. So as I was saying, there's two methods that you can do. I'm actually going to look down in here to go ahead and cut this one out. But right here, I'm going to cut this whole plant out. So basically where my finger is, I think you can see it. But anyway, I'm going to cut just above, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches above the ground. What's that going to allow us to do is that the lettuce will keep growing. So let's go ahead and give it what I'm doing is grabbing it, and actually I'm going to cut it. So you see what I've done? I've left that right there. It's about 1 inch, and what I've got is my lettuce. That is a heap full of lettuce right there. So that's how you can do it. The other way, very simply, is just by coming out from the outside in and picking the leaves and getting your lettuce and then being able to cut it. You can either pinch it or you can take a little knife. Now this is a fillet knife. I like it because it's easier to get into it, and then I can actually cut the leaves. And what I'm going to do is that by doing this, you see the smaller leaves right here, I'm going to leave those alone. So basically what I'm doing is I'm picking the outer leaves, the bigger leaves, which is right here, and I'm just going to go down and just simply cut it and then put it in here. So basically this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be picking quite a bit. So I wanted to cut some of these because I want to show later exactly what this lettuce will do as it grows back. I might cut this back in the next one just a little bit taller, probably about another 1/2 inch instead of so close. But anyway, this is exactly what I'll do. So there's two different methods that you can cut. Let's go over here to my red salad, and then I'll go ahead and cut this too to show you. Very simply, I forgot to get these leaves, that's more off of it. But see, this is this leaf right here can be used for, I would more or less want to pick it off, but I'm actually going to come in here and I'm actually going to cut it a little bit higher. There. See, I've got all that lettuce and I've just added that to it. So by doing that, I'm going to pick these outer leaves, and what's going to do it is that these dead leaves that I have, the dead lettuce, this is going into my compost bin. I've got a compost bin and I'll be putting all of that in there. So I try to refurbish it and do it. But see, I've opened that up so you can tell how the leaves have done and everything overall. So when you're doing your lettuce, you have two different methods. Spinach, I like to pick my spinach is what I like to do. The lettuce is not a hard vegetable to grow. It's actually very simple to grow. It's just a matter. Two things that I recommend that what I've done this year is that adding the netting and then also using the 40% shade cloth. As far as the lettuce patch, I'm coming out here, I'm gonna pick some lettuce. I won't get it all picked today, this morning, but I'll actually get some of it. I wanted to show you exactly, what to do. The nice thing about it is that this bed that I've showed you, that it is a 4x8 bed, and there's a lot of salad in here. There's a lot of things that I can grow. The one thing I haven't put in this year, and which I'll probably do it in the fall, is kale. I've been growing lettuce since 2018, but this overall is the best that I've seen overall in any of them. And I think the three parts is that, number one is I fertilize my soil in the beginning. When I planted my lettuce, I let it set, I let it get acclimated to the ground or to the soil. Then I came back here and then I used what is called fish fertilizer. I put it over it and I allowed to fertilize. Now I did a pre-fertilizer earlier, which was like the 10-10-10. But what I've done is that by adding this to that, and then the big thing that I think overall is that I put the insect netting on there for a reason. I want to try to keep the insects off. But I think my big thing that have really helped me is that with lettuce, it doesn't like the really cold temperatures. It can go into like a light frost, but it doesn't like the heavy cold. The second thing is that it'll adapt to the warm temperature, but it doesn't like a lot of heat. Today is actually going to be hot, and it doesn't like that temperature in the high 80s and so forth. So I think by using the shade cloth, it's 40% that I'm using. I've said 60%, but it's actually 40% shade cloth. So I have cut back the sunlight. I am getting the early morning sun to come up underneath it because I use it like a canopy that I cover it, and then the rest of the day in the shade. And I think that that's the biggest asset to my lettuce garden, is by using that shade cloth. I'm going partial sun to partial shade, and I think this is overall has helped me. And I want to put a prop out there for Mitchell's Nursery. I buy all of my plants from Mitchell's Nurseries. I go through to them, and they understand me, and I understand them, and just the way that they have everything going on there. And they're actually in King, North Carolina. So you're in this area, go up to King, North Carolina, and see Jim and Judy and all of them up there, and they'll help you out even with your flowers or your garden as far as your vegetables. And you don't have to have a lot. Remember, you don't have to have a lot to grow lettuce. You do not have to have a lot of space. You can grow it in half of this if you wanted to. You can do 2 of each and just have a mixture, and it'll all do good for you. So I hope this is something you can use. And until next time, this is Dave at Dave's Raised Bed Garden. Keep planting, keep growing. God bless you, and take care.